You know how Santa's got his list? Checks it twice, making sure he knows who's been naughty or nice? Well, turns out the justice system needs one too, for cops. It's a way to keep track of their behavior. It's called a Brady list. Catchy, right? But it's not just a catchy name, it serves a crucial purpose. Not as catchy as Jingle Bells, but way more important for a fair trial. It ensures transparency in the justice system. See, back in 1963, the Supreme Court said, "Hey, prosecutors, you can't hide evidence that helps the defense." This was a landmark decision. That's like hiding the fact that the gingerbread man tripped and fell into the oven himself. Ruins the story, right? And it's unfair. So, Brady lists are born. They help maintain the integrity of the judicial process. They're basically a list of cops who've been, shall we say, less than truthful in the past. Lied on reports, planted evidence, misconduct. Told their grandma they liked her fruitcake. On the list. It's a way to keep everyone accountable. Prosecutors are supposed to hand this list over to the defense. It's part of the discovery process. Gives everyone a heads up. This officer, handle with caution. It's a warning system, maybe prone to fibbing. Helps keep things honest. Ensures that justice is served fairly. Or at least more honest than a politician promising lower taxes. Because, let's face it, we all know how that usually goes. Florida, land of sunshine, alligators, and a surprisingly robust Brady list? Yep, the Ninth Circuit down there takes this stuff seriously. They've got a whole system, like a well-organized filing cabinet, but instead of tax returns, it's full of questionable police behavior. How does a cop end up on Florida's list? Well, dishonesty is a one-way ticket. Lying under oath, welcome aboard. Crimes, make yourself comfortable. Misconduct, abuse of power, bias, they've got a category for everything. It's like the Oscars of bad policing. And Florida doesn't mess around. Some officers on the list, they can't testify in court. Period. Others get a proceed with caution warning label slapped on their testimony. Think of it like a nutritional label, but instead of calories and fat, it may contain traces of bull. Now, not everyone's thrilled about these lists. Some police unions are up in arms. They say it's unfair to officers. Ruins their careers, could lead to good cops being labeled as bad. Look, I get it, being a cop is tough, thankless, stressful. But so is being wrongfully convicted because an officer with a history of lying got up on the stand and weaved a tall tale. And we're not talking about exaggerating how many cookies you ate. We're talking about people's lives here. Justice is supposed to be blind, not willfully ignorant. If an officer can't be trusted to tell the truth, the whole system breaks down faster than a cheap lawn chair at a barbecue. Section 4, Connecticut, where Brady goes to disappear. Now let's hop on up north to Connecticut. Lovely state, beautiful fall foliage, and absolutely no statewide Brady list. Nope, not a one. It's like trying to find a decent bagel in the Midwest. Just doesn't exist. The ACLU did some digging and found that only 3 out of 13 judicial districts in Connecticut even have a policy about Brady lists. And those policies basically boil down to, we trust the police to tell us if they've done anything wrong. Section 5. Police policing themselves, a comedy of errors. Relying on police to self-report misconduct? That's about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. Internal affairs investigations are often about as impartial as a mother judging a pie-eating contest where her child is a contestant. Take the case of Kevin Wilcox, an officer in East Hampton. Turns out he was a proud member of the Proud Boys, not exactly known for their tolerance and understanding. You'd think being a bigot would disqualify you from being a cop, right? Nope. Not against department policy, apparently. He kept his job, and presumably his tiki torch. See, in Connecticut, an officer is only considered bad if their own department finds serious misconduct. It's the fox guarding the hen house, but with more donuts and fewer feathers. Section 6, Hidden Evidence, Hidden Truths, Hidden Justice. Why are some prosecutors so hesitant to embrace Brady lists? It's a question that digs deep into the heart of our justice system. Well, for starters, it makes getting convictions a whole lot easier if they don't have to reveal that their star witness is basically a human lie detector test gone wrong. This means fewer complications in court and a smoother path to a guilty verdict. Plus, nobody wants to upset the police they work with every day. Maintaining a good relationship with law enforcement is crucial for their daily operations. It's awkward, like accidentally calling your teacher mom. Imagine the tension and discomfort in the office. But here's the thing, the public's right to know outweighs protecting a cop's feelings. Transparency is key to maintaining trust in the justice system. And the consequences of not tracking dishonest officers? They're real. Just ask Philadelphia. The city faced a major scandal. They had to overturn a whole bunch of convictions because they weren't keeping tabs on bad cops. This led to a massive legal and social upheaval. Imagine explaining that to your cellmate. Yeah, I got locked up because the city lost track of a lying cop. Not a good look. It's a nightmare scenario for anyone. Connecticut had its own scandal, too. The repercussions were felt statewide. The chief state's attorney withheld evidence. This was a major breach of trust, led to a man's exoneration. A life was changed forever because of this misconduct. That's like finding out the real culprit in Clue was the candlestick the whole time. A shocking revelation that changes everything. Except instead of a board game, it's someone's life. The stakes are incredibly high and the impact is profound. Section 7, transparency, more fun than a barrel of monkeys, almost. Look, I'm not saying all cops are bad. That's like saying all politicians are corrupt. It's an overgeneralization that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. A stereotype based on a depressingly large sample size, perhaps, but not entirely fair. There are good people in every profession, trying to make a difference, but the truth is, there are bad apples in every bunch. It's an unfortunate reality we have to face. And when those bad apples are in a position of power, with the ability to take away your freedom, the stakes are incredibly high. Well, that's when things get downright scary. The fear and uncertainty can be overwhelming. Brady lists aren't about punishing cops. They're about ensuring that those who abuse their power are held accountable. They're about accountability, about transparency, about making sure everyone is playing by the same rules, about making sure the justice system actually delivers justice. It's about fairness and integrity. And maybe, just maybe, restoring a little bit of faith in a system that often feels rigged against the average Joe. It's a step towards rebuilding trust. It's like flossing. Nobody likes doing it, but it's good for you in the long run. It's a necessary part of maintaining health. And nobody wants to see a justice system with gingivitis. That's just messy. We need to keep it clean and functioning properly.